teach us or tell us so many things how we need to go ahead in our professional teaching. Reverend Father Ravi is the busiest person. As Bishop said, Bishop also knew him well from the time of seminarian. They studied together philosophy, and afterwards frequently, whenever there was an opportunity to meet, they used to meet. And recently, he was transferred to Vijayawada. When I contacted him, he obliged to come over here to be with us. Thank you, Father. We welcome you wholeheartedly into our midst.
At the very outset, I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to His Excellency, Most Reverend Dr. Vijay Kumar, the Bishop of Srikakulam, for inviting me to animate today's motivational classes for the teachers. I would like to also extend my thanks to Reverend Father Thomas Dominic, the name of our schools. Firstly, he only contacted me. Though I was a little busy, I was hesitant to accept this kind of animation program, as I used to arrange the program for the teachers as principal. Thank you, dear Father Dominic. We are here today to get little insights about our teacher. First and foremost, I salute all of you, all those who are here in this hall, for choosing this profession of teaching. This is a noble profession which all of us have voluntarily taken. So therefore, I appreciate all of you for choosing this profession as the noble profession. My dear teachers, if you ask first class or second class students, what you do, what will you like to be in future? What will be the spontaneous action? Response? First and second class. First and second class? Boy, some men teachers? Okay, ladies, LKG, UKG teachers? Doctors? Teachers? Engineers? Do you think second class fellow will know about engineer? First class fellow will know about doctor? My dear teachers, my experience of primary section, if you ask, they go by appearance. They go by appearance. You see in our fancy dress competition of LKG, UKG, first class, they will come with a police dress. What do you want to become? I want to be a pilot, white dress. I want to be a police. I want to be Indira Gandhi. So on and so forth. Their aspirations are decided by the appearance. LKG, UKG. That is their age. Suppose you ask a 10th class student. If you ask 10th class students, what would be their outcome of their desire? They like to become engineer. Because by then, their desires, their outlook is different. Therefore, whatever the choose is their option. So today, when they are choosing a deliberate profession of their choice, as teachers we are bound to mold them, prepare them, motivate them, and train them to fulfill their aspirations. That is the first thought that I would like to share with you. To specifically train them, to prepare them, to make them for the growth of the country as well as one's individual growth. Here and there. Now I will ask a question. Teachers, kindly, whatever you feel, please express. Okay. Why did you choose this profession? Teaching job.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. I like this profession. Why? Because my mother also a teacher. That's why from childhood onwards, I like very much this teacher profession.
Thank you. Clap hands. Appreciate. Second.
Good morning, Father. Good morning, everybody. Why do I choose as a teacher? That is a question. For that, my answer is teaching is my passion. I love teaching. So, after teaching of the class, how the children, their expression, their feelings, and after the class, we see them, the growth in them. That's what make me to be more to be a teacher. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning to one and all. I love this profession. Why? Because a teacher can change the whole world. That's why. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. I respect the teacher profession, so I like the teacher.
Thank you. So, my dear teachers, we have 4 teachers with us. I appreciate, thank them. One of them said, my mother is a teacher, therefore I would like to be. Second one is my passion. Third one is you can entire change the world. Now, I would like to say some more attitudes of the teachers. Teachers, how many of your children are studying in your class? Those are those children who are studying in your school. How many of you? Some people's attitude, I can bring up the children, as one of the teachers said. I can change the world. As Nelson Mandela said, education is a weapon which can change the entire world. So some of the attitudes of the teachers. Therefore, in a survey conducted by one group of people, they said, here, in shaping minds and building futures. Now, all these consideration taken into consideration, one thing is clear, that as one of the teachers said, we need to change, make the children to bring a radical change in the society, in the country. Therefore, my first, in shaping minds, in what way we can shape minds? Instilling in the students a commitment, the hard work and dedication, and building futures. By the way of preparing and making the children, we are building the society. We are building the families. We are building the society. Now, in order to shape the children, in order to build up the society, we need an effective teacher. The qualities of an effective teacher is, first one is one who is the master of his subject. One is the master of his subject. We are all qualified, my dear teachers, and when we are insecure of our own subjects, our own thing, we cannot be a good communicator between the students and the blackboard. A teacher who is master of our subject can bring lot of changes in understanding, in comprehension of the matter. Therefore, we are all called to become masters of the subjects. You may be a math teacher, you may be a physics teacher, you may be an English teacher, you may be a Telugu teacher. How far you are having a subject over your topic. Therefore, one of the prerequisites to make our subject efficient, we need to prepare our lessons. We need to prepare our lessons before we go to the classroom. So many teachers will not prepare. They take for granted, they just go and read the textbook and explain. Therefore, the second feeling, the one who is a good communicator. Today, the parents and the well-wishers would like their children to develop communication skills. How do you communicate among your children? How do you communicate your subject to the students in a most understanding manner? That is what we need to look into that matter. Third one is one who understands students and their feelings. One who understands their students and their feelings. Suppose a student is dull today, not in studies. How do you understand? How do you make him encouraged? Therefore, when you take the class, that's what the principals, there are some sisters are here, principals and all other administrators. Why would you say teachers should not sit on the bench while taking the class? Are you sitting in the class? I don't allow any of my teachers. What is the motivation? What is the intention of principals saying to the students, teachers, not to sit? A teacher who is well versed in subject should make class within the classroom rounds, so that the 40 students who are entrusted to you, maybe 30 students, 20 students, you must have the knowledge of every student. In the morning itself, as you go into the class, 5 minutes, you say 2 minutes just wishing the students and seeing the students, speaking about them, and if there is anybody who celebrates his birthday, wishing him. There is no need, no pain, no gain, regret of spending 5 minutes. Every teacher, as you enter the classroom, should spend at least 5 minutes to see the mentality of the students, the mood of the students. With one look, I can know who are the teachers who are not happy, or who are the students who are not so happy, so ill or so on. Therefore, our duty is to know, understand and the feelings of the students. The fourth one is one who is impartial. I am going to deal with that impartial later. Third one who clarifies and explains all the doubts of students. These are the qualities promoted by a group of people. What do you expect your teacher? This is the result of the study of teachers. Last one is one who is good human being. Human being. I am also going to deal with that later. And the one who inspires is students. One who inspires is student. Therefore, this is the first thought that I would like to bring to your attention, all of you, my dear teachers. And these are the qualities that we are supposed to start. Therefore, secondly, I would like in our education system, we say that education is meant to prepare children for the life. Do we really prepare them for life? Are they aware of the world around them? Are we making them independent and self-sufficient? We teach them how to earn a living, but not how to live. Our education system, my dear teachers, should teach them to lead a good life. Suppose those students who are studying in our schools, you see in the society, there are so many people, even after BTech, walking on the streets without job. We are only preparing them for a white collar jobs like engineers, doctors, lawyers, chartered accountants. And in fact, even after 15 years of education, still they depend on the parents because of our education system. Our education should teach them to depend and stand on their own legs. Therefore, today, little practically are we able to make them to stand on their legs? I used to tell my students, my dear students, pick up good English, good grammar, good spoken language, English. You can survive anywhere in the world. A teacher comes for an interview, we always check how is our language skills, communication skills. And if a teacher who comes for this one job, if she is very, very fluent in English, I don't think any principal will send her back without appointing. Therefore, my dear teachers, we need to prepare them for any kind of eventuality in our day-to-day life in the world. For example, can our student change a bulb? Cook a meal? Just questions I am just prepare. From my experience I am telling you, because so many thousands of people walk around. For them they think it is below their dignity. Repair a fuse when the current gone. Change a tire. Switch a button, at least button. We don't teach them. Clean a drain. Repair a bicycle. Clean the gas stove. Press a dress. Ironing. Repair a tap. Can they give first aid? A drawing accident, burning, fainting, bleeding or snake bite? Do they know the cost of a postcard? How to resist a letter? To operate a bank account? Do they know the cost of daily used items like onions, rice, salt, milk and bread? These are the things why I have brought up in this brain, because our children who are studying with us do not know all these things. We are only preparing them for examinations. We are only preparing them, giving them aspiration that you all become engineers, all the lawyers. But what about these people? My intention, my dear teachers and sisters, I would like to, our education system should motivate them to face any eventuality in future. Even after the marriage, husband and wife still depend on the parents for any financial help. Therefore, our education should make them to be efficient and stand on their own legs. Next. We put too much stress on cramming and memorizing. Students are forced to remember certain things only to be forgotten as soon as the examinations are over. Most of our education focus on the examination point of view. One month is over, by May they forget everything what they study. That is not the education actually meant for. The education should make them to become educationists. Our education system appears to be examination oriented. There is certainly a need to reduce the number of these examinations at all levels. What purpose do the so-called entrance examinations serve except supporting the coaching centers and private tuitions? So dear teachers, the following two examples will clarify the importance what can be done. We all know Mrs. Sudha Murthy, a former teacher and the wife of Narayana Murthy, the chairman of Msfs, said, the last 5 minutes of my class are reserved for the stories, anecdotes and incidents. Today, our former students claim that they don't remember the curriculum or the syllabus, but they all remember the stories and the lessons and the morals they contain. By this we have to understand, teachers and students, my dear sisters, in our 45 minutes of class, how far we are making use of this 45 minutes to instill interest among the students. Sometimes it will be boring in the class. How to create in them, how to bring a fire among the students, this is what we need to use. The stories, anecdotes, or whatever it may be. Maybe in the classrooms you can take out newspaper clippings or whatever you come across during the day. With that apply and make them to be more interested rather than the traditional way of standing. A teacher need not to stand in front of the students and give them big lecture. These days students are not interested. As Mrs. Sudha Murthy says, we reserve some time to bring about some kind of morals among the students. Secondly, Neeta Ambani, the famous wife of Mr. Mukesh Ambani, the chairman of Reliance Industries, said, I don't remember any lesson I learned in school, that is true. But I remember the special moments spent with teachers when they molded me and guided me. Therefore, my dear teachers, there are so many incidents, so many people who go away from our institutes. Remember the precious moments, sweet memories with you and the experiences. The way you look at the children, the way you speak to the students, the way you have a tender heart towards the students will have more impact, more influence on the students than the textbook teaching. Therefore, as teachers, we are, my dear teachers, it is our duty, as somebody said, we need to inspire. How you deal with the students matters a lot. Even the dullest in the class, you can encourage him, you can encourage her to get more marks in the next examination. Suppose a student who constantly fails in English, bring him, the English teachers should bring him and find out what is the problem going on with him. What is happening with him to fail in the subjects. Therefore, every teacher, as we go to the classroom, as they said, morning 5 minutes, first 5 minutes, last 5 minutes should be reserved to extract the feedback from the students. And how you instill in them interest and dedication for the next day's class. Every student should look for a teacher to come into the class. Therefore, in such a way, every teacher, all of us, my dear teachers, we should inspire the students and they should extract some interest among them. Tomorrow I want to look for the teacher. Students should look for you, for your class. Students look for your time. Tomorrow, third for it is my science subject. Therefore, I like that science subject. She teaches very well. She demonstrates well. And all these things, the creating a kind of interest is on all of the teachers. Next. Character formation, the basic principle of the Indian culture, has been relegated to the background. We, the Christian schools, my dear teachers and sisters, why do they choose missionary schools? In 80s and 70s, our missionary schools are known for discipline. In 70s and 80s, all our schools are situated outside the outskirts of the villages. Why do the people choose the prestigious schools in India? Once upon a time, Christian missionary schools are established everywhere, every nook and corner of the world, only to bring about the character formation, behavioral psychology, and discipline. We are all known for our discipline, character formation, behavioral balances. Therefore, this one, character formation, is very, very important in our schools, in our endeavor to form the children. Together with the formation of academics, we also need to give them a good formation values. The values that mold them, that shape them, that makes them to be more responsible citizens, to be more responsible in the society, and to be more responsible to the parents. When we can able to cultivate this kind of character, our students who go out of our schools will definitely bring a radical change in the society. Curriculum and the syllabus are certainly important, but true education is more than that. Every teacher is expected to be an educationist, not academician. We need to become educationists, not academicians. Therefore, my dear teachers, and students will remember them for the difference they made in their life. There are so many people, even today when we go here and there, I was educated by St. Xavier's School, Calcutta. A teacher, a specified teacher made impact on me. They will make it like that. Therefore, we all need to become educationists in our endeavor to frame the children. Next. Parents have no time to train their children, and they have abdicated that responsibility very conveniently to the teachers. Today, there are so many schools, so-called outside schools. What do you call that? The schools? Corporate schools. The era of corporate schools have come. Now, what is the corporate school life? Morning 6 to 8. What is the responsibility of the parents now? They conveniently escape from they conveniently escape from the duty of the children. Therefore, they give everything to the teachers. 25 to 50, 30% of life of a child is spent with you, dear teachers. Morning 8:30 to 4:30. Therefore, today, the parents, they think by paying the fee, by sending them for the tuition, by buying the books, they think their duty is over. We are in this society, we are in the mentality of this area, present ages, parents' responsibility is nil. I remember in my school, last year, Kotak and other 5 schools I worked, the parents think once they go to school, everything is over. We are sending them to every day to school. Why are they failing? But we have to make the parents to convince that only we can give them only 30% or 40% in the school. We cannot make them to study daily because we need to complete the syllabus. If you do not complete the syllabus, principal will catch you. If you do not do the correction, principal will catch you. If you do not call the parents for fees, they will catch you. So therefore, a teacher is burdened with so many works. I remember, I know. But we have to make the children, whenever there is a parent-teacher meeting, every principal should instruct the teachers to convince, to being aware of the duties of the parents. At least the parents should look at the diary. Most of the parents do not look at the diary. Therefore, what I did in my school, every child should get signature from the parents of the homework. If they do not get the signature, they have to stand outside, or till they get. Therefore, whenever there is a parent-teacher meeting, dear teachers and masters, you see that your parents are in touch with them. And also, I would like to tell few tips for how do you relate with the parents from my 20 years of experience. As a class teacher, you may have the phone numbers. A student gets, how you get rapport with the parents, my dear teachers, there are so many simple ways they will attract, you can attract the parents. Suppose a child gets a nice marks. When you go home, please make 1 minute call. My dear so-and-so parents of Deepthi, your son has performed very well. Appreciate. They will like you. Suppose a child gets a first prize, first rank, that day sister principal gives a badge, I appreciate you. Or make a WhatsApp message, I appreciate in the classroom, I appreciate all the rank holders. Every class teacher, every subject teacher, if you can convince the parents, if you bring them some awareness among the parents, the responsibilities of the parents, we can bring lot of change among the academics, my dear teachers. Okay. So 1, 2, close your eyes. The one who is standing behind, don't stand. Look at teachers. Look at your watch. Look at your watch. 1, 2, 3. Your time starts now. After 1 minute, you have to raise hand. You don't tell them. Thank you. Wait 1 minute now. Teacher, now for Mary Mutyam, 1 minute for us, how many seconds? 60 seconds. Now, how many? For her, 40 seconds only 1 minute. Second. 48 seconds. 42. 48. 50 for 1 minute. 43. 55. Please go. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, sister. Now, by this, what do we understand? By this, what do we understand? Each one is different. For teacher, 1 minute means only 40 seconds. That means she is very fast. Somebody else 45, another one 50, another one 55. So every teacher should be between 40 to 45. For us, 1 minute should not wait for 1 minute to come. We are we are in the fast growing society. Therefore, we need to be fast in our adopting, in our curriculum, in our activities, in our endeavors. Therefore, every teacher, dear teachers, should not be a lethargic, inactive, deadly. All the teachers should be energetic, dynamic, and active from the moment you enter the class, the moment you enter the school. As somebody philosopher said, we have so many worries, so many problems, so many problems. What they say, leave everything at the gate of the school. Leave everything at the gate of the school. Therefore, every teacher has moment you enter the school, that is a temple of knowledge. And every teacher is called to become more and more enthusiastic, energetic, active, efficient in our teaching career. The moment you enter the classroom, do not get seated in the bench. Hey, who is talking there? Who is making noise? All that what we need to in the classroom to make our life, a teacher should be active and energetic. How you make your class live, how you make your class very, very happy, that all depends on the teacher. A teacher who goes with Good Friday face, Good Friday face, you know? Good Friday, we laugh. Good Friday face. I remember Good Friday face. We think about Jesus, crucifixion, devotion, all these things. A Good Friday face is not always welcome in the class. Everyone should go to the class, smile. Smile at the students. Homely. They must feel homely with you. But when we make in the class, when the students feel homely, energetic, automatically their attention will go to the blackboard. Their attention to the textbook. Their attention will go to the notebook. Their attention will go to you only. Therefore, we are all called to be energetic and active and efficient, and never forget to smile at the students. Keep a smiling face, a homely face on your facial expressions. Smile a while you smile, there will be miles of smiles. Smile a while, smile a while you smile. మనం నవ్వినప్పుడు ఇతరులు కూడా నవ్వుతారు. ఆ నవ్వు మొత్తం ప్రపంచం మొత్తం వచ్చేస్తుంది. Smile a while you smile, there will be miles of smiles. Now let us go to, as I said, small game. That attitude of fast is very much energetic. Brother, a teacher is expected to be a friend, philosopher, and guide to his student. In this connection, it is essential for a teacher to be a good counselor. Who is a counselor? Who is a counselor? Who is a counselor? Teacher is not a counselor. A counsel means సలహాలు ఇవ్వటం. ఆ పిల్లల్ని అర్థం చేసుకొని, ఆ స్టూడెంట్ని అర్థం చేసుకొని వారికి ఒక మంచి మార్గం చూపించటం. ఓకే, నెక్స్ట్. In the past, education meant dissemination of information, and a teacher was a mere information provider. He was considered to be a reservoir of knowledge. Reservoir of knowledge. We preserve the water to spread, to give to others. Same way, we all should become the reservoirs of knowledge. A teacher was expected to transfer part of his knowledge to the students. Today, a teacher is expected to play many new roles in addition to some of the older ones. Today, a teacher described as a facilitator from whom society expects much more than from his predecessors. Teachers of the modern world have to be doers. They have to be dreamers, helpers, mentors, role models, nurturers, and above all, inspirers. There are so many qualities, my dear teachers. We need to be dreamers, become helpers, mentors. Who is a mentor? A role model. He is my mentor. Bishop is my mentor. Or Dominic is my mentor. Or principal is a mentor. And role models, nurturers, and above all, inspirers. We are here to inspire the students. Today's teachers were raised in a world where books were the dominant medium of information, whereas today's students were born in a world with mobiles. Today, everywhere, even the first class, 1 year old child knows how to operate the mobile. Therefore, we need to update ourselves. We need to update ourselves. Whereas today's students were born in a world of with mobiles, computers, and the internet. Kids today learn the new alphabets. We all traditional A for apple, B for banana, C for cat, D for dog. Now the scenario is changed among the students. Now let us example. A for apple, B for Bluetooth, C for chat, D for download, E for email, F for Facebook, G for Google, H for Hotmail, I for internet. Consequently, today's teacher has to be prepared to handle and guide the students in the use of these technological gadgets. According to the great educator Dr. Robert M. Ramsey, a teacher who is not a computer literate is already irrelevant in today's classroom. How many of you know how to open the computer? At least you have computer lab in your schools. Every teacher should make your leisure period at least. Instead of talking to each other, gossiping among the staff room, we need to go use this productive time. Our principals, those who are here, can make the teachers to have a minimum knowledge of the computers. I am sure for Dominic, last time he was contacting me for the computers, and the bishop and for Dominic will provide for all the diocesan schools computers. Therefore, every teacher should have the minimum basic knowledge of computer, A for apple, Bluetooth, all these things, because today's children are not of the children of 50s, 60s, 70s, where everything is within a click, we get everything. Therefore, a teacher who is not a computer literate is already irrelevant today in today's classroom. If you are not updated, you are outdated. Teachers, if you are not updated, you are outdated. Please remember this sentence. If you are not updated, you are outdated. Therefore, every teacher should have this knowledge of computer and make the children to search for some material and right way of using the mobiles. Right way of using mobiles, not misusing for Instagram, WhatsApp, and all these things, mishandling of the gadgets. But this is for the right use of gadgets for the purpose of education. Therefore, I would like to, all of you, my dear teachers, should have little minimum knowledge of the computer, and everyone will have 1 or 2 leisure periods every day. Am I correct? In your timetable, you see, look at the timetable. After completion of your correction of the notes and correction of the textbooks, if you have time, 2 things I would like to tell you. Learn a language which you do not know. English grammar. We are all called to be fluent in our English. Therefore, when you get some time, take up a small English grammar book, learn parts of speech, degrees of comparison, or whatever it may be. All degrees of comparison, active voice, passive voice, direct, indirect speech. Learn nicely. That also one of the things we can use the time and learning the computer. Come on, father, brother. Education is as I said already, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. Nelson Mandela, former South African president. A teacher with a positive attitude will work sincerely and in a very committed manner so as to achieve the goal. For such a person, a work will not be tedious or tiresome. So, how do you cultivate a positive look, dear teachers? A positive look to everything. As I said, the first reaction after hearing that today's seminar is on second Saturday, all of you must have felt in his mind. You may not express to the principal, I know that. But at least colleagues must have discussed about this matter. What is holiday father kept? That is, but how do you cultivate a right attitude? Oh, okay, this is a very good, Father Dominic has arranged a nice platform for us. We can get motivated. We can get some information. We can get little inspiration. That is the way of looking, having a positive outlook. If a principal tells, okay, come all of you with uniform, there is a positive outlook. There is a common uniformity. Otherwise, you say, okay, you come with a civil sari. A lot of things are displayed. Okay, therefore, these are the way how you look at the things matters a lot. You can make even students to have a positive outlook. There is an old story about English man who was on a visit to India. This is all how, okay, I will explain. How you have the positive look. This Englishman was going to a village in India. He found three people. He found three people working under sunlight, breaking the stones. He asked, what are you doing on this under sunlight in a summer? The first man said, don't you see what I am seeing, what I am doing? Don't you see? The first attitude. The Englishman was going through one village, found three people breaking the stones, chopping. So the first man asked, what are you doing? That fellow was furious, got angry. Don't you see what I am doing? He smiled and went to the second person. What are you doing? The same question he asked the second person. He said, showing his empty stomach, you see, I am working for my stomach. I am breaking the stones for my stomach. The third one said, the same question third one was asked. What are you doing? He said, see, my dear sir, you see that side near the place, a temple is being built. A temple is being built. So therefore I am preparing the stones for the temple. The way, the attitude of three people, you see, my dear teachers, at the same thing. Attitude of the people, one said, don't you see what I am doing? Second one said, he is working for his stomach. Third one's outlook is different. That is, see, one temple is being built there. I am preparing the stones. Same attitude every teacher should cultivate, my dear teachers. A positive attitude will make you healthy. A positive attitude will make you peaceful. A positive attitude will make you more active. A positive attitude will make you more committed and dedicated. When we have a pessimistic attitude, when we have a negative feelings, our character formation will not grow. Our outlook will be like a frog in the well. Frog well in the well, knows only within the well. It cannot come out. Same way, when we are engaged with a negative attitude towards anybody, will not make a benefit or bring a good dividends among them or among ourselves. Next. Here, our main duty, we get lot of students from different backgrounds in the classroom. There are people whose parents are educationists, and those parents are well looking after their students. We get one category of the students, we need not worry about them. Second category children, they will come with a lot of things, lack of books, lack of notebooks, lack of textbook. That kind of category children are there. Some children are not at all interested, disinterested to come to school. Now how do you balance these three types of students? One is well looked after the parents. Secondly, partially look after the students. And thirdly, completely left for the teachers. Now, a good teacher will balance these three categories of students into a good manner. How do you motivate them? How do you look at the third way? Hey, boy, your parents are working hard from 9 to morning 6 to 6. They don't have time to look after you. They are working hard. They are giving you book. They are giving you uniform. They are giving you shoe. When there is a civil dress, they are buying for you. What is it? Work hard. Study well. You should become like employees. In that way, we can form the children's attitude to grow in their more committed. Next one. This also one small story was said about a teacher. A teacher found a small boy was very, very passive, very, very inactive. He's very, very dull in the class. He's studying in 5th class, that boy. The teacher by all means wanted to bring a radical change in him. So what she did, she went to the first class teacher of this boy. 5 years back. Asked that, how was that boy? The teacher, the then first class teacher of that boy who was studying 5th standard, said he was a first ranker. Then she went to the second class teacher. How was this boy? He became very good in the second class, but his marks got reduced. The third class teacher, she went. He was very average student, and he was this one. The fourth class teacher or class teacher was a person who discouraged him very well in the classroom. Hey boy, you are a dull, you are inactive, you are a stupid fellow, you are a rowdy. Such remarks made him to be more inactive. Therefore, my dear teachers, the children who are with us are very, very tender-hearted. They get offended very easily. They get upset very easily. Therefore, the boy who was first ranker in the first class, now failing means it is a total failure on the part of the teacher. The teacher should motivate the child, and in public, a teacher, as you all know, should not make a public compliment, make it a positive compliment on the students, but never in public a negative comments on the students which will influence and impact on the future of the students. Next. Learn to appreciate your profession. On average, a teacher spends 25 to 30% of time each day in school. Teachers, am I correct? Most of your time, active time, is spent in the class, in the school. A good musician loves his music, and a good painter loves his paints and brushes. Similarly, a good teacher must love his students. One who does not have interest in children, in what they do, cannot and should not take up teaching as a career. A good teacher should know each student and his or her background. In this connection, every teacher should develop a good rapport with the parents of the children. There should be no place for discrimination based on nationality, race and color, class, region, and beliefs in any workplace or institution, especially in educational institutions. Dear teachers, this is one of the most important aspect every teacher should remember. We are here for everyone. No discrimination on the basis of caste, color, wealth. Therefore, if the children get this idea that you are a partial lady, partial teacher, you lose your respect. You lose your caliber. You lose your dignity. Therefore, be cautious when you are giving marks, when you are awarding any public functions, when you are giving a result for competition. Be impartial. Be impartial. The moment the children get feeling that you are partial, they will not respect you. They will not respect in others. Therefore, that's what we are called. Adjust to the level of the students. Adjust to the one of the points. Sometimes teachers try to create an impression on the students by a display of their knowledge. Students, on the other hand, try to appreciate their efforts without understanding a word of it. Such teachers should remember that the classroom is not a place for impression creating. You have to adjust to the level of the student. Next point. Be a role model. Be a role model. Children learn from what you are, then from what you teach. Every teacher is expected to be a role model for his students. Everything that the teacher says or does has an impact on his students. He is their idol and they try to follow him and his ways. I know your children, you are the role model for your children. Every word they utter must be pronounced correctly. I recall an incident in which a child went home and told his mother that the teacher drew a beautiful, what is that? A beautiful. The child said beautiful, beautiful picture on that board. The mother, who was a professor of English in a leading college, corrected the child by saying that the picture was beautiful, not the beautiful. The quick child's reply, what do you know, mommy? My teacher said it. She can't be wrong. You see, she can't be. My dear student teachers, you are infallible for the children. Pope is infallible in the Catholic Church. Pope cannot do wrong. That is the belief. That is the belief. Pope is infallible. And the same way, you are infallible for the children. You are infallible for the children. The way you speak, the way you dress, the way you comb, the way you maintain your nails, the way you wear the footwear are the role models for your students. I remember 2-3 girls speaking always, but father, the teacher always comes with the same chapel. Now, every minutely they will observe you, masters and teachers. Therefore, you must be cautious and careful in your public appearance. In your public appearance, in your pronouncements of English, in your language. Our teacher does not know proper English. Our teacher does not know how you walk also matter. They will imitate you. You look at the 10th class farewell. They will look at the imitate the principal. They will imitate the Telugu teacher. They will imitate the Hindi teacher. They will imitate English teacher. They will imitate maths teacher on the farewell day. All that they want to express, that day they will express, not before. Therefore, our thing that every teacher should be aware of her responsibility in building up and shaping up of the students. Thank you.